Hello, my friends. I think we know what holiday is coming, and I think some of us are excited about it. Have you been talking about Christmas? I think probably Christmas is coming, and many of my friends in OK1 have been showing us their Christmas trees in their houses. So I got a little bit inspired for an art activity for this week. So I have a blue piece of paper. You can use a white piece of paper. You can use a different colored paper if you want to. I just don't recommend green. Try to use a color other than green. Any color will do, okay? Now, I also have a piece of green paper here, and you may need a little bit of help from a grown-up, or you may be able to do this all on your own. I'm going to cut the paper like that. Remember, when you use scissors, you always sit in a chair and you always cut with the scissors going away from your body. You don't want to turn the scissors around and cut toward your body. That's not a safe thing to point scissors at your body. So we always cut away from our bodies, okay? Now, my challenge to you is to try to cut the paper strips into different lengths. We want you to have a long one that you can glue toward the bottom of the page. Okay? A long one here. And then I want you to cut one that is not quite as long. So this one is far too long. It goes right off the page. So the next one should be around here because it's almost as long, but it's a little bit shorter. Do you see that? Let's see here. See, here's my green piece of paper that's blending in far too well to the blue. It's a little bit shorter. You see how that's shorter? There's one long one and there's a shorter one above. Now the next one is going to be even shorter. All right, let's see if this one is shorter. Nope, it's the same size, so I'm going to cut it just a little so that it's shorter. Okay? There we go. There's my shorter one. Now I have another one left over here. Oh, same size again. I need to cut it a little shorter. There we go. So it's slowly getting smaller and smaller as it comes to the top. Anybody guess what I'm making? I already gave a clue earlier. Were you listening? Maybe some of you were listening. What do we think Miss Stevenson is making? I have one little piece here, a scrap piece that I cut. I'll put it on the top. What did I make? I made the top of a Christmas tree. Now, what part goes down there? They don't just float like that with the green floating above the ground. There's always a little bit down here. I think we need the tree trunk, right? I have a scrap piece of brown paper from an activity that we did before. So I'm going to cut a little rectangle like that and put it on the bottom. There we go. Now it's looking more like a tree. Look at that. Very cool. I also had some yellow from a craft that we did before. I'm going to put that on the top. It goes off my page a little bit at the top, but I don't mind. That's okay. Now I have a star at the top of my tree. Look at that. So what you can do is you can decide to leave just the tree. You don't have to decorate it like a Christmas tree, or you can decorate it with ornaments and lights. I'm going to choose to color the bottom of my page white. I want my tree to look like an outdoor Christmas tree. So I'm going to color white at the bottom. Now remember, friends, if you don't have colored paper, you can always color a little bit of paper brown. You can always color some paper yellow before you cut it out, and you can always color paper green before you cut it. I suppose you could also do this whole thing on a piece of white paper and draw the whole thing, right? You could draw different length rectangles for the tree. I can even show you that, because I know not everybody has colored paper, and I want everyone to enjoy this activity. So I'm going to draw snowflakes falling from the sky. It's a beautiful winter day. You could draw a snowman beside your tree, right? Okay. So before I continue, let me show you the other idea that I had. You can always draw the tree on paper. So you can draw a long rectangle and color it green, and then a shorter one. This is for the friends who don't have colored paper, if you'd like to do it with drawing. A shorter rectangle, a shorter rectangle. You see how it slowly starts to look like it's going toward a point at the top. A shorter one, and a shorter one. And then you can color the whole thing. And here's the trunk. Here's the ground. There we go. You could draw a star. I know there are so many different ways to draw stars. You don't have to do it like mine. You could get someone to help you draw a star if you want to. And then you can color the rectangle pieces green. You can color the rectangle pieces green right on the white paper. Look at that. See? So you could do it with colored paper, or you can do it on white paper with drawing. Let's see here. Here's my yellow marker for the star, and you can always use crayons, you can use pastels, you can use pencil crayons. Markers works the best though for my camera. That's the thing that shows up the best. So that's what I use, but you can use whatever you have at home. There we go, look. You get the same effect either way. Just looks a little different. All right. I'm not quite done with this. This one, I think I'll leave it the way it is. I'm happy with that the way it is. This one, I want to decorate it a little bit more like a Christmas tree. So I want to do lights on my tree. I'm going to do, there's a light right there and a string with some more lights on it. And then it's going down here with more lights on it. And it's going down over here. And then it goes across with lights all the way across. There we go. There. Now, what do you suppose I'm going to do with these lights that I've drawn on my tree? What do you suppose I'm going to do with those? Maybe I'm going to color them. Does that make sense? I think I'd like my lights to be bright colors. So I'm going to use some crayons. I'm going to make my lights orange and red and purple. But as you know, my friends, you can do your lights any color that you choose. You can also do different kinds of decorations on your tree. You don't have to do lights like I did at all. Do something else, if that's what you choose. You could even color your lights in a pattern. I didn't think of that, but you could do purple, orange, red, purple, orange, red, purple, orange, red. You could do it just like a pattern. That would look so beautiful. I wish I thought of that before I started coloring. Okay. Okie dokie, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Look at that. And maybe I'll add something at the bottom. I don't know if you'll know what these things are. I'll draw them anyways, and you can decide if you know what these things might be at the bottom of my tree. You probably have no idea what they are. Let's see here. Remember, you can add any sort of details that you want to add to your drawing. It does not ever have to look just like mine. All right. These funny looking things down here are almost done. See if you know what they are. Probably not. Probably have no idea. What do those things look like? Do they look like presents? They are presents under the Christmas tree. There you go, friends. So I hope that you have a good time making one of these types of trees. And don't forget, if you need help making the rectangles different sizes, ask a grown-up. I'm sure someone at home would be happy to help you. Have fun, my friends. See you next time.